And greetings, welcome to The Dividing Line on a Thursday afternoon on the, let's see, it is the 5th of November. Wow, this year has gone by fast. But I am not going to take time to talk about that today. I didn't put it up in here so I could read it. Maybe we'll do it sometime. But having read a parody of you and I doing The Dividing Line, inaudible Rich in the other room. 10 minutes discussion of why 2015 passed so quickly. Followed by, oh, we're out of time. Okay. We'll just get right to work. Because evidently that's not something we're actually capable of doing. But it is, I have to admit, you'll notice I'm wearing a plaid shirt today. And it is a flannel plaid shirt. Because it's actually, the high temperature today will be 6 or 7 degrees cooler than Christmas was last year. So there you go. When I ran this morning, I'm like, ooh, yes, okay. Definitely not summer anymore. That's good. Anyway, had a lot of requests. By the way, there was an interesting conversation this morning on Twitter. If you didn't see it, it was with a fellow by name Brandon, who is, did I play? I don't remember if I played Brandon Robertson. I'm not sure if I played any of the clips from the National Religious Broadcasters discussion that Janet Parshall moderated, that had Michael Brown, Brandon, Justin Lee, a couple other people on it, as I recall. Anyway, he wrote a really unfair, tremendously biased, inaccurate review of the Gagnon-Kirk debate. And I can say that because I was there at the Gagnon-Kirk debate. And so I mentioned that on Twitter, and he immediately responded. I took the time to look up, see if he had a Twitter nick and a Twitter handle, and he did. So we ended up having an interesting conversation, might end up leading to an exchange. I sent him links to the Graham Codrington debate and to the debate with Abdullah Kunda. There are numerous others we could have sent, but those seem to be ones that might help him see what we are able to do and how we do it. So we'll see what comes of that. But we had a lot of requests on Twitter and on Facebook to review the Bart Ehrman debate with Dr. Bass from Dallas. And, you know, we live in a culture of visual perception today, so it would be faster to put it into audio note taker and just do blocks like I've done with other things. But we have the video, so it won't be as fast. And I'm not going to do it consecutively because we need to keep working on the Brownson stuff. And, you know, if major events take place, it's nice to be able to go there. I noticed that Dr. Ehrman has lost a fair amount of hair and weight since our debate. But he'd probably say the exact same thing about me. Though I couldn't have lost any more hair. But I've definitely a lot smaller than I was back then. And so I skip past where he does his polling of the audience. You know, how many of you are Christians? How many of you believe the other person's right? How many of you want to see me get creamed? Ha 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 ha. Okay. I skip past all the standard Ehrmanisms at that point. And they didn't take up too much time. And we'll just pick up at that point. We're going to be responding as we're going along in the presentation. Though, to be honest with you, some of the most important parts take place in the rebuttal and the cross-examination. And we'll get to that. I know one of the things I want to do, and I keep forgetting to put this into my my notes and my reminders program. I need to pull up reminders. I wonder if I have it on this thing. Anyway, yep, I do. Good. I want to also load the video of the atheist debate that I mentioned, about 2 weeks ago? There's an audience question there that I really, really want to get to, and I was reminded of that because as I was driving in today, guess who is on Michael Medved today? Dan Barker. I'll be honest with you, there is something for me anyways, it's sort of cool to hear people you've debated when they're doing stuff like that, and to know that they know. To know that they know what it's like to be on the losing end of a debate thesis. So it does sort of help a little bit. But as most of you know, Bart Ehrman is the go-to guy for unbelievers, whether they be religious unbelievers, as in Muslims, or the secular unbelievers. And Bart Ehrman, his doctoral dissertation was in the development of the Proto-Alexandrian text type, primarily based upon a particular early church fathers, but others chronologically and geographically related to his text. That is his narrow focus, was his narrow focus. He's admitted that that's really not what he deals with anymore. My biggest concern is that Bart Ehrman makes theological statements and then hides behind, I'm not a theologian, to avoid really having to deal with the fact that when it comes to dealing with theology, he's not very good at it. He's just not. I mean, you read this last book about how Jesus became God, and there is a level of theological naivete that is amazing. It's explainable because Ehrman really doesn't think there's anybody who is his equal when it comes to this field of study, Christian history as a whole. But there is a level of naivete that is amazing, and there's a level of honesty where he admits, I always thought X, Y, and Z, and I've come to discover that